Welcome to this video podcast from the International Al Jolson Society. Starting as an audio podcast in 2007, this is a look into the works and legacy of the world's greatest entertainer, Al Jolson. An unrivaled star of stage, screen, and recording, his influences are felt even today, more than 60 years after his passing. This week's podcast is a little selection from the March 5th, 1947 Bing Crosby radio program with guest star Al Jolson. Enjoy Bing and Al as they harken back to one of Al Jolson's novelty numbers, Who Paid the Rent for Mrs. Rip Van Winkle when Rip Van Winkle went away.
What about those great comedy numbers you used to do, Al?
Oh, I used to do some funny songs with crazy words I wrote along, but I don't know, since the Bobby Sock, got the craze, I kind of got away from him.
Kind of got away from him. You remember Rip Van Winkle?
Now, please, Bing. I remember Rip. But I never knew the old boy personally.
No, I mean the song you used to sing about Rip Van Winkle.
Oh, that one?
Yes.
Bing, you really have a memory.
See, how did it start now?
Well, let's see, the verse went something like this. Oh, many years ago, lived the wife of Happy Rip Van Winkle.
That's the one?
Well, that's all I remember of it. See if you remember the rest of it, will you?
I'll take a shot at it.
Okay,
you can
baby,
have 8 to 5, I don't make. From you, I'll take 6 to 5. Oh, many years ago, lived the wife of Happy Rip Van Winkle. One day, she drove poor Rip away as the little stars began to twinkle. All that he had under his hat, and she was glad to see him go. So over the hills he went, left her without a cent. One thing I'm anxious to know: who paid the rent for Mrs. Rip Van Winkle when Rip Van Winkle went away? And while he slept for 20 years, who was it kissed away her tears? She had no friends in the place, had no one to embrace, but the landlord always saw her with a smile on her face. Who paid the rent for Mrs. Rip Van Winkle when Rip Van Winkle went away?
Bing, that was good. Really, it was.
Yeah?
But there's one little thing you forgot in that song.
What's that?
Well, you see, that's a Dutch song.
Oh, he's a Dutchman, Rip. That's
Yeah,
right.
sure,
Yeah.
you see, and I think, without, I don't want to be fresh or anything, this is your program, I think...
I want you to spread out. Really mix, Al. Mix.
Mix, huh?
Mix.
Well, get away from that. Well, I think this song should go something like this.
Let me hear it.
Who paid rent for Mrs. Rip Van Winkle when Rip Van Winkle went away?
That's a problem there, man.
And though he slept for 20 years...
Such a sleepyhead.
Who was it kissed away her tears? She had no friends in the place.
That's bad.
No one to embrace.
Sehr gut.
But the landlord always saw her with a smile and... Maya, come on. Who paid the rent for Mrs. Rip Van Winkle when Rip Van Winkle went away?
You have just heard the Katzenjammer Kids and the Catskills. Al, your rendition of that song is going to bring back wooden shoes, I promise you.
However, I don't think it'll ever bring Rip out of the hills.
Well, it's mighty pretty country up there, you know.
Say, yeah, that's what you tell me. And,
Up here in the
now listen, Kingfish,
Grossinger's there.
Well, yeah, up there with Miss Grossing. Yeah, but
Porch
that's
sing-
right
porch
next to
sing.
the Lord Carlton.
This entire radio program is available on the website of the International Al Jolson Society, www.jolson.org. That's JOLSON.org. Along with many other radio shows, Jolson recordings, video clips, and information about the world's greatest entertainer. Be sure to visit the site and listen for the next podcast. As Al Jolson said, in the words he made famous,
You ain't heard nothing yet.